Drew quits like legit.
Orton's the perfect psycho.
And Drew's back. Welcome to Wrestle MSX, the best wrestling channel on YouTube you've never heard of. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And after recapping Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre last week and becoming WWE Champion again, we of course begin with Drew McIntyre. He tells Nick Aldis he can shove the contract between Rhodes and Orton up his you-know-where, says the title was stolen from him, and calls Aldis out as he stands on the announcer's desk. Aldis heads out and tells Drew he's playing the victim again, and reminds Drew he did everything he could to stop Rhodes getting a title shot. Remember Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, and now knows why. Because the first time Rhodes got a shot, he'd beat him, which obviously he did. McIntyre heads into the ring, squares up to Aldis and tells him it's BS and to make it right. Fatu then heads out and tells Drew he wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for him, and adds that it was him that screwed him, taking the chair away from him last week, of course, before asking Drew what he's going to do about it. Drew says he's done with Rhodes, Orton, Aldis and the rest, and then quits before heading over to AEW. No, he just heads off through the crowd. That'd be ridiculous. Brilliant, love it. Just
Love
it's fantastic.
Backstage we hear Solo tell the MFTs the plan worked, with the Wyatts not being #1 contenders for the tag titles. Sikoa then entrusts the lantern to Tonga and tells him to guard it with his life. As the MFTs walk off, Tama stops and turns. Shinsuke's whispering sweet nothings again from behind him. Shinsuke speaks to him in Japanese and a little English. Solo then reappears and tells Shinsuke to keep away from his family.
We see Aldis and Fatu discussing Drew quitting backstage when Trick Williams interrupts. After some shouting, Aldis books Fatu versus Trick for later.
First up, Solo Sikoa and Talla Tonga versus Uncle Howdy and Erick Rowan. And yes, both teams have a full complement of soldiers at ringside. The two big lads start us off with honours being pretty even, with Solo and Howdy then entering the fray. Howdy counters a Sister Abigail from Solo with the heavy artillery from both sides then heading back in. They tag back out with Solo then getting a 2 off a spike to Howdy. Things then kick off outside the ring with Solo exiting, spiking everyone and then re-entering the ring. He looks to finish off Howdy, but Nikki Cross grabs the lantern, which distracts Solo. Howdy gets up, Sister Abigail Solo covers for the 1, 2, 3. Tama then enters the ring, attacks Howdy, and reclaims the lantern.
Oh, this is ridiculous, isn't it? Just go and buy another one. Backstage, we see our priest organise a match against Los Garza, with Jade Cargill then heading to the ring for her match against Michin. Before the match, we see Kiana James telling Stratton that Tiffany time has expired, and then learn the pair will face each other later.
So, Jade Cargill versus Michin. Michin jumps Cargill from behind before the bell's even rung with a sneak attack, but Cargill fights back. Michin does land a tornado DDT, sliced bread, and meat defeat, but Cargill rolls out the ring to escape any cover. Michin follows, but ends up being dropped onto the timekeeper's barrier. The pair get back into the ring, where Cargill finishes off Michin with a chokeslam. Jaded and cover for the 3.
Easy.
Yeah.
After the match, Kathy Kelly looks to interview Cargill, but the champ grabs the mic, says she doesn't see a threat, and then tells Rhea she's going to beat her ass at WrestleMania. Cue Rhea Ripley. She heads to the ring and gets in, but Cargill slides out. Ripley tells Cargill she's running and adds that after WrestleMania, she's going to be her pitch.
Backstage, we see Rhodes handing back the WrestleMania contract to Aldis, saying he's okay with it, when fanboy Sami Zayn appears. Rhodes asks Zayn if he wants a shot at the title, with Sami then rambling on about Orton and telling Cody he doesn't look up to him because they're friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Cody says fine, you don't look up to me, well just look right here before patting the WWE title. Rhodes then heads off, with Sami once again being annoyed. Aleister Black and Zelina roll up, with Black saying maybe the title isn't meant for him. Sami replies by telling Black to stay away from him.
Black Zane.
Yay.
We then see Rhea asking Michin if she's okay, with Michin saying she doesn't need a pity party. B-Fab then moves her and Michin away so they can talk elsewhere.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss head out next to face Nia Jax and Lash Legend for the tag titles when the Bellas head out. They say they got next at the tag titles, then head over to ringside to watch.
So they say they're coming back at, was it Rumble?
Yeah, just
Back end
after.
of Rumble?
Just after the Rumble.
And now
Totally
just,
back, coming
and
for the tag titles.
And now they're
but
just showing up like, hey,
4 months later.
Nice. Nice work if you can get it. So, Jax Legend versus Flair Bliss for the women's tag team titles. The heels jump the faces from the off and then dominate Bliss as she just can't get away. Of course, she does in the end and hot tags Flair, who lights up Legend. Jax comes back in with Flair and Nia then exchanging 2 count covers. The pair end up outside where the Bellas get involved. We get back in the ring where Flair lands natural selection and Bliss readies herself for Twisted Bliss. Before that can happen though, Brie gets in the ring and attacks Jax. The 3 teams brawl with the Irresistible Forces coming out on top. And next week we've got the Irresistible Forces against the Bellas, so you know what's going to happen. Flair and Bliss are going to get involved, and it's going to roll on, and then it's going to be a triple threat tag team match at WrestleMania.
Booking Mania up again.
Already. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's bound to be. And the Bellas will win.
You reckon?
Yeah, because then they'll quit. They'll win and then they'll quit. We don't need them. They've had their run. They've done what
just
they've
give them a
done.
little tag title. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it.
Just say you've had it. Off you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Anyway, backstage, Jelly Roll congratulates Randy Orton on going to WrestleMania, with Damian Priest and R-Truth heading out next to take on Los Garza. Before that, Bliss and Flair cross paths with the Bellas, with Brie saying they came back to fight for the tag titles, and then remind Bliss and Flair they're next.
And they are next week. So, Los Garza versus Damian Truth. We get a nice twin moonsault from Los Garza to the outside before we break, then come back to Truth being covered for 2. Priest tags in and takes it to Los Garza, but then also succumbs to a 2 count cover after a springboard moonsault from Angel. Priest, of course, fights back and hits a South of Heaven to Angel, while Truth hits Berto with an AA. Our Priest cover and pick up the victory.
Backstage, we see Gargano still planking while Shelley tries to bring him round. LeRae then says they need to get him back to Johnny Wrestling before wheeling him off. In the background, you can see Jade Cargill speaking with B-Fab, with the pair then walking off calmly before Chris Sabin enters shot. Sabin asks Shelley why he's helping Gargano when he should be concerned with them. Sabin then adds that next week they have a match against Fraxium.
What?
Yep.
Great. We then see Danhausen give The Miz one of his t-shirts and say he could replace Miz TV. He then, of course, curses The Miz. After the break, we come back to Miz TV, where he introduces his guest, Jelly Roll. Roll comes out to his own music, which is awful, by the way. Anyway, Miz looks to mentor Roll, with Roll declining. Miz goes on about Roll when he was fat, with Roll calling Miz a locker room loser. Kit Wilson then heads out and rags on Jelly's facial tattoos before calling him fat phobic. He goes to call him toxic. This segment was awful, I nearly swore then. With Wilson then pushing Roll. Roll goes to hit Wilson, but Kit ducks, with Miz taking it in the mush. That's it. I don't know what was going on here. This has set a match up, I think. No, it's not. I thought this was going to set up Wilson and Jelly Roll for next week. But from what I saw, it's Kit Wilson calling out Jelly Roll next week.
Okay, cool.
Why is we're having a whole segment
to call,
of Kit Wilson just calling out Jelly Roll? Yeah. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. What is the point? Oh, it's just stupid. Anyway, sorry. If you enjoy it, fine, but we're laughing because it's ridiculous.
In the locker room, Hayes and Dragunov cross paths again, with Dragunov saying he can't fight Hayes while he's fighting himself.
Oh, his inner demons, a bit like Randy Orton. We see Kit Wilson telling the Miz he'll go speak to Nick Aldis about fighting Jelly Roll. With Danhausen then appearing again and telling the Miz there's only one thing he has to do to reverse the curse. Now, I don't know what that is.
No, don't know if it's his little gimmick, I don't know.
So, tune in next week to see how he reverses the curse, or maybe he won't.
Up next, Kiana James with Julia versus Tiffany Stratton.
Now, I just want to jump in here because Stratton was on about the US title. So, clearly that's where the direction she will be heading.
We have some 2K26 ratings flash up when we come back from the break, with Stratton on 91.
A bit high.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good, but a bit high.
And James on 73.
Super high. 62 at best.
The pair are exchanging blows in the middle of the ring when Green and Fire head out. James and Stratton continue to brawl, with Stratton then looking for the prettiest moonsault.
Julia, though, pulls James out the ring, with Stratton then diving out at James. This brings Green in, who threatens to hit Stratton with a wrench, but Julia gets in the way and stops it. The wrestlers then get back in the ring, with Julia then holding Stratton so James can boot her. But Stratton ducks, leaving James to kick Julia instead, which sends her crashing to the outside and onto Green and Fire. I hope you've got all that. Rolling senton, prettiest moonsault ever, and it's over as Stratton picks up the win. So next stop for Stratton will be Julia.
Yeah, more than likely.
Whether it's for the title, not quite sure yet, but it's heading that way. And she'll do more with it. Julia does absolutely
she'll do a hell of a lot
nothing.
more.
Awful. Sorry if you like her. Or you're a family, but not for me.
Am I okay to go?
And you go.
Kathy Kelly asks Trick Williams for his final thoughts before his match, with Trick replying he's going to smack the boogeyman out of Fatu's ass.
Oh, that's where he's gone.
Sami Zayn then appears again and reminds Trick he said he's going to walk into the main event at WrestleMania and put the company on his back.
How's that going for you, Trick?
Zayn adds that he keeps running his mouth but can't back it up. Trick says he's hating hard and he'd drop him if he didn't have a match tonight. Zayn replies he's here every week and real easy to find.
That match I don't mind. Zayn against Williams I'll take, but Zayn against Black I'm not interested in that. So to the last match of the night and the main event of the evening. Jacob Fatu versus Trick Williams. Fatu batters Trick, no selling anything, with Fatu then sending Trick to the outside as we break. We get more 2K26 ratings with Fatu on 88 and Trick on 84. Bit high. Now, we know we've got Brock Lesnar on Monday, and I'm wondering if they're going to flash up his rating.
Yeah.
And that is going to be something like 97 or 98. If you think
So
of these ratings now,
something ridiculous.
it's like going to be 102 or something. Anyway, sorry.
Fatu gets 2 off a top rope move, with Trick fighting back and landing a jumping neck breaker before covering for 2. A Uranagi, rock bottom, bookend, nets Trick another 2, with Trick then looking for the trick shot. Fatu has it scouted though and lands a kick, followed by a Samoan drop, hip attack and swanton from the top rope before covering for 2.
The pair then head outside with Fatu throwing Trick into the ring. As the ref checks on Trick, we get a Drew Mac attack. Yes, McIntyre is back and attacks Fatu before throwing him back into the ring. This leaves Trick with very little to do as he lands a trick shot before covering the Samoan werewolf for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Drew enters the ring and claymores Fatu. Love it.
Now to the last piece of business of the night, the contract signing between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Before proceedings, Nick Aldis welcomes back Drew McIntyre and then gives him a match next week against Jacob Fatu.
Of course he does.
When Rhodes is introduced out, there are smatterings of boos.
See, now didn't Roman Reigns used to get booed at the very start because he was pushed?
When he was like really pushed to begin with,
I also think Cena was also
yes,
booed a little bit.
That was after he obviously had the belt
and
quite a
now
few times.
it seems that Rhodes is getting it because it's like
he's been given the belt again.
Here's Cody Rhodes. We don't want that. So let's see how that's going to develop. Rhodes says he's always been proud to be Randy's boy. Then signs the contract, with Orton then hesitating to do the same. He says he needs this, the title, adding this was supposed to be easy, as Drew was supposed to be out here. Rhodes tells Orton he'll take the weight off his shoulders and then bigs Orton up, adding by saying that when the final bell rings, he'll always love him. Oh, isn't that nice?
Orton signs the contract with the pair then shaking hands, but it's then that Orton attacks Rhodes. First by smashing Cody's head into the table, then low-blowing him, and finally taking him outside where he busts him open with the ring steps.
And he does bust him open. Wow. Whether he does it himself or Orton catches him.
Yeah.
Many, many bloods.
Orton pushes Aldis down before continuing with the beatdown, with Backstagers finally heading out. Mr. Roll heads out with Orton pushing him down too before heading to the back.
Of course he's not done, with Orton coming back through the crowd and hitting the ring steps, Rhodes, with a chair. Orton then heads back into the ring, sits on a chair and holds the title around his waist as SmackDown goes off the air. I don't want to go too much into that because I want to say this at the end, but go on, what do you want to say about it?
This is, some peak 09 Randy
See,
Orton.
I was a big boy then. I wasn't really watching too much wrestling.
The Viper is back.
Well, I'll bow to your superior knowledge. It was a standard SmackDown, nothing exciting. I like the Trick Fatu match. You knew it wasn't going to end clean, but I haven't got a problem with that.
Of course, Drew had to quit.
Yeah, what? AEW were rubbing their hands together. Oh, yeah. So anyway, now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky, and or different. Just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait to the end because I've it halfway through, and it's something that happens at the end. It's kind of a spoiler. So Michael's moment of the night, sometimes good, sometimes... So hang around and wait and see as to whether you disagree. Now, it was going to be Drew, because Drew is good, and I enjoy what he does. I think it's fantastic. I also liked Jade Cargill walking off with B-Fab. It was a blink and you miss it moment, but there's clearly something going on there. So, yes, it was just like, yes, I like that. But the winner tonight, though, is Orton, getting in the ring at the end, putting the title around his waist, and just sitting there like a complete psychopath. Love it. As calm as you like, while chaos ensued around him. Just brilliant. Because that's how he would be. That is, and clearly the voices are back. You're a big Orton fan. I'm not a fan like you. You're a fanboy or girl or woman. She or them.
For a lady.
They. But yeah, I love it. I just love that. Just as calm as you like. And the last camera shot was good as well because the camera came round and you had Orton, and in the background you saw everybody buzzing around Rhodes, and he was just like, "No, I ain't bothered. I don't give a monkeys." But yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Agree or have any thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us? Then please feel free to leave them in that comment section down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video with thoughts and opinions on the last week of WWE, because a new one drops
tomorrow.
Every Wednesday.
I always get that wrong. Look, if you like what we do, then just give us a like. That's all we ever ask.
Yeah.
Thank you again for watching.
And we'll see you Tuesday for our look at Raw.